Hi, I'm Kelly Dampus, and welcome to the First Friday video for July 2021. You know, this is my 5th year now at Arkansas State University, and I remember coming here for my interview just a few years ago and learning about the partnership between Arkansas State University and the New York Institute of Technology's College of Osteopathic Medicine. I think it's a really important partnership, not just for Jonesboro and for Arkansas State, but all of Northeast Arkansas and the entire state of Arkansas as well. It's the first College of Osteopathic Medicine here in the state of Arkansas. We're excited to have them here as our partners. And I'm joined today by one of our Associate Deans of NYIT, Amanda Diehl. And thank you for joining us here at the First Friday video.
Thank you for having me.
So I'd love to learn more about your experience of you're an Arkansas State University graduate, so tell us a little bit about how you grew up. I know you're from Fort Ice, and we learned about that a little while ago, but tell us a little bit more about how you got to where you are today.
Well, thank you for having me here today, Dr. Dampus. I grew up in South Arkansas, actually in a little town called New Edinburgh.
New Edinburgh, okay.
Smaller than Fort Ice. I graduated high school at Fort Ice, and Fort Ice High School teachers prepared me and encouraged me to go on and continue my education. Arkansas State University offered me a scholarship to come, and I said, "Hey, where's Jonesboro? Let me get up there."
Had you been here before to campus?
I had
not. That's a story we hear over and over from our students. They hadn't been here before, but when they got here, they fell in love with the place.
Right. It was far enough away from home, but not too far. Still in the state of Arkansas, and offered all the things that I wanted at the time. Came here and was just loved on and nurtured, and grew up in the biological science building with Dr. Grippo and Dr. Hink, and they just kind of showed me the way, encouraged me, and prepared me. And when I was applying to medical schools, of course, you're in Arkansas, so you know about UAMS and you know about allopathic medicine, but actually here in the building of Wilson Hall at the time, there was literature and history and foreign languages. And so in the basement of this building, just about 3 floors below where we are now, I took a history of medicine course and learned about osteopathic medicine. And so that really spurred me to apply to osteopathic schools because that was the kind of physician I wanted to be.
That's a fascinating story. It's really interesting to hear about the progression that students make coming here with, sometimes you had a plan probably to be a doctor at some point, but your plans shifted when you learn more about the options that are available. Now talk a little bit about your postgraduate experience, medical school and beyond.
Well, once I was applying to medical school, I'd always wanted to serve in the military. My dad's a World War II veteran, and so I had that desire. And they need physicians. They need physicians
Sure.
and nurses and lawyers. So I applied and was accepted into a scholarship in the United States Navy and was commissioned here in University Hall, actually.
Interesting.
and went to Kansas City for my medical training. And then my first job was in Portsmouth, at Portsmouth Naval Medical Center. And I commissioned a ship, the USS Mesa Verde, and then served my last tour with the United States Marine Corps in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
And then you served as a physician at all those places. And then what was your journey back to Arkansas State? Because when you left here as a student, this was a classroom building, an administration building, and not long after, by 2016, we had a medical school here. So how did you get from there to here?
Right, so in 2009, my time with the military was coming to a decision of stay in or leave. And my husband and I were both active duty, and he had served 3 tours in 4 years, and I couldn't handle that tempo with a toddler. So we applied to the family medicine residency program here in Jonesboro through UAMS, and were accepted and completed our family medicine training here with Dr. Scott Dixon, and I stayed on as faculty there. And while faculty, that was when the real move to bringing an osteopathic medical school to the state of Arkansas was happening. And I just thought, gosh, it's on the campus of my alma mater. It's in the building where I learned about osteopathic medicine.
It's really interesting to hear your story. It's so similar to many of our students who come here with some broad idea of what they want to do, and then it gets refined during their time as an undergraduate. In this very building, you learned about osteopathic medicine, and you're coming back and working as associate dean and as faculty member. Talk us through the process of actually opening up the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine here on our campus, because I know we opened in 2016, but you actually started before that, didn't you?
Yes, there's a lot of planning and a lot of legwork that goes on behind the scenes and well before a College of Osteopathic Medicine welcomes its first student through the doors. Getting the right people in place, so getting our dean, our founding dean, Dr. Ross Lee, and our then associate dean, Dr. Shane Spites, now the dean, just getting those right people into play. Having the support of Arkansas State University was profound. The renovations that they did to Wilson Hall, I know that alumni that come in and grow up going, "What? This is not the Wilson Hall that I knew," and just making those technological changes that were needed for a medical education, and then getting support from the state of Arkansas, so from physicians in the state, from other communities, because while we're housed here in Jonesboro, the first 2 years of medical education largely happen here, and then the second 2 years largely happen in other places. So training alongside physicians and getting those individuals on board and engaged and staying with us, that was part of my job as I started here, and it continues to be as well. So there's a lot of background work.
It's a lot of work. You had to get the building ready. You had to recruit students to come here. You had to get the curriculum ready.
You have to recruit the right students.
And get the right students here, because you want them not just to be first-year students. You want them to be fourth-year students that graduate, right?
That's correct.
And developing new traditions, and you all deliver a lot of the content by distance as well. You have professors in New York beaming their classes here, and you beam some of your classes back to New York that are taught here, right? So a very complicated process, but it's actually works out pretty well. Already had our first set of graduates roll through here, and second set is about to graduate and move on. And so it's exciting to see the progress here. So talk a little bit about your journey here as an undergraduate. You're thinking about going to medical school. What was that process like when you came here? What kind of experiences did you have here as a student as you're trying to think about your future medical career, and maybe advice for an incoming freshman who's thinking about doing this?
Well, I would tell the incoming freshman, study hard, listen to your professors, be proud of where you came from, and excited about where Arkansas State University is going to allow you to go. The professors here will prepare you for your professional degree if you will listen to them again, and just find something that brings you joy and then pursue that.
It's hard, but it's doable. A lot of people do
Absolutely.
it. And so, the goal here is for Arkansas State to recruit students to come here to be thinking about medical school, then to be prepared to go to medical school either in here or somewhere else and be successful. And the nice thing about NYIT's relationship with Arkansas State is that we have a goal of providing rural medicine training opportunities for our students here, for your students, and then for them to work in this region, because we know that this is Arkansas especially, but the Arkansas Delta has a dearth of physicians, and it's kind of a noble mission that you all have to increase the number of physicians here in this relatively challenged area in the healthcare industries. Well, thanks so much for sharing your story about a high school student from New Edinburgh, finding her way to Jonesboro, attending Arkansas State, discovering her future career path, going off to medical school, and then coming home. We're really proud of you. Thank you for your service to our country. Grateful for that. And it's great to have you back home here in Jonesboro and here in Wilson Hall.
Thank you very much.
Speaking of home, many of A-State's faculty and students return to campus for summer school classes. We're thrilled to see more and more students back on our campus and continue to be excited about what the fall will look like on our campus. Amanda talked about coming to Jonesboro, and we welcomed hundreds of youngsters to dozens of on-campus camps in June. Whether a sport camp or an academic camp, for many it's the first time for them to see Arkansas State. I hope to see each and every one of them come back for camps in the coming years, and also to see them as A-State students in the future. I want to take a moment to salute two current A-State student athletes, Bennett Pascoe and Aaron Carter. Both reached the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships in June, and Bennett shattered the school and conference records as he advanced to the steeplechase finals. Both he and Aaron were named All-Americans for their efforts. Bennett was joined by 5 other Red Wolves, including former NCAA National Champion Sharika Nelvis at the U.S. Olympic Team Trials. I also want to congratulate the 9 A-State students and alumni who participated in the Miss Arkansas Scholarship Pageant. 4 of them advanced to the top 15 contestants, and congratulations to second runner-up Jessica Miller and to 4th runner-up Sydney Wedfeld. This year's 9 entrants marks the most ever Red Wolves to compete in the Miss Arkansas pageant. Closing out this month's First Friday video, I want to welcome another A-State product to the video. Gabriella Gorton is an alumnus of Arkansas State University. I'm excited that you've joined us today to talk about your journey here at Arkansas State. Now, you're actually a Jonesboro girl, right? You went to school here right in Jonesboro.
Yes, I'm a Jonesboro native, so every point in my education I've been here. I went to RCS when I was younger, went to Valley View, finished there, then went to Arkansas State University, and then completed NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine.
You're actually the kind of the dream that we had, I think, here at Arkansas State when we thought about bringing a medical school on our campus, that someone could, literally grow up in Jonesboro, attend the public schools here, attend Arkansas State, and then go to medical school here. And then it's not just going to medical school here, you also had your training here. And tell us about what you're going to be doing in the future.
Yes, so I'm very excited to be able to continue this journey here. NEA Baptist has given me the opportunity to be an internal medicine resident. So I'll be starting very soon, July 1st. So I'm very excited to complete my residency here as well, and it's been such a wonderful opportunity at every education level to be able to serve the people of Arkansas.
So it's great to hear your story about medical school. You attended here at NYIT. Actually, you took classes here in Wilson Hall, didn't you?
Yes.
As an undergraduate.
I did. So freshman through senior year, I always had a class in here, whether it was sociology, psychology, English class, whatever it was. And so it's very exciting to have classes there as an undergrad and then come back into a renovated building as a medical student and to experience it in the same historic building. So that was definitely a cool experience.
It must have been pretty interesting to be on campus, to hear about the medical school coming, and then thinking that you might actually get to attend school here.
Yes.
Talk about that experience, about thinking about NYIT coming to campus.
Yeah, so when I heard about it, I was like, well, I really love this region. I love the community. I've always had a dream of staying here in Arkansas and being a physician. So when I heard about the campus coming, I was like, what a wonderful opportunity. So I definitely would listen in on what was going on with the updates and made sure to apply because it was definitely something that I wanted to be a part of.
What was the timeline between graduating from Arkansas State and actually becoming a member of the incoming class?
So when I graduated, I was trying to figure out a lot of what I was going to do with medicine and what area, and so I decided to become a CNA, and I worked at NEA Baptist as a CNA, which is a certified nurse assistant. So I worked for 2 years doing that, getting exposure to medicine, seeing patients in a different environment I never would see as a physician, and so that really sparked more of the passion in helping others and helping the community and staying in Arkansas. And so when I heard about the NYIT coming to campus, it was kind of the perfect opportunity and the time to apply, and it all worked out.
So I love hearing your story. Thanks so much for sharing that. Can you talk a little bit about your pathway as a student here at Arkansas State? One of the things we're interested in doing is recruiting students to come here with your pathway and your journey in mind. Someone who can come to Arkansas State, get an undergraduate degree, and then literally walk across the sidewalk and start taking medical school classes the next semester.
So from a very young age, I've been exposed to Arkansas State events and the spirit and the volunteer work, and I think getting involved with the community through Arkansas State, like volunteer ASU and the St. Jude Up Till Dawn,
Sure.
I was able to get exposed to the medicine and Arkansas State, and so that was a very exciting journey. And then the opportunity to walk across the sidewalk to then learn, about medicine and becoming a physician is such a great opportunity. And so I think getting students, in the public schools, exposing them more to the programs, which I know NYIT is doing in the summer, exposure to research, science, and anatomy is always a great thing to get students excited about this program.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today and for sharing your story, Gabriella. It's been a dream fulfilled to watch a student come to Arkansas State to attend medical school at NYIT and then stay here in the community to become a doctor. I can't wait to watch you grow your practice and grow your family here. You represent us so well. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
All right, well, that wraps up the First Friday video for July 2021. It's awfully hot out there today and this month, so make sure if you're outside that you're hydrating. If you're on vacation, please take care. Beth and I are going to look forward to some time off this month and get prepared for the fall semester when we return to normality, where the fall 2021 semester will look a lot more like the fall 19 semester. We announced recently that our football stadium will now be available for full capacity for our football games. I can't wait to see you out there as well. All right, if you ever want to reach out to me to ask me any questions, you can certainly follow me on social media at KDAMP, or you can email me at chancellor@astate.edu. All right, everyone, wolves out.